Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Osprey Arcane Daypack XL. A little while back on the channel we took a look at the smaller version of this bag, and I was a big fan of the minimalist aesthetic and build quality that it had, so I was very excited to see that there was a larger version available that also had some additional organizational options. I've been testing it out for the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my experience using it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other popular daily bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. I'm a big fan of Osprey's Arcane line of bags, as it has a much more minimalist and subdued aesthetic than some of their other packs, which can tend to be a little bit more functional and technical. They might have more attachment points and straps on the exterior, but I like how clean this bag is, and it feels like it's going to blend in very nicely into a variety of environments, whether you're taking this into the office, going to school, walking around the city, or even traveling. As far as the colors, the bag is offered in a variety of color combinations. The one that I have here is the Stone Washed Black, which feels a little bit lighter than what I would expect for a black bag. It's almost a little bit gray, but I think that color combination works nicely. And then on the exterior, you also have the Osprey logo, which pops a little bit more than I would like. I was sad to see that it's this sort of bright white logo that sticks out prominently on the front, particularly since the rest of the bag is so kind of clean and subdued. I wish that they had found a way to kind of integrate this a little bit better into the front of the bag. Regardless, not a huge deal. I still like the aesthetic. And then as far as the materials on the exterior, the bag is made out of a 500D recycled polyester pack cloth, which feels like it's going to hold up well to rougher usage. It's also fairly lightweight. The bag comes in at under 2 pounds. And it doesn't feel like the most weather-resistant materials, especially compared to something like ballistic nylon or X-Pack, but it does have a DWR coating to give you a little bit of protection from the elements, and then you also have some very nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you do have one external water bottle pocket, and this offers a pretty decent amount of space. It has this pretty elastic material here, and I was able to fit the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos. I would say that that's probably about as big of a water bottle as I would be comfortable storing in this compartment. Although it is elastic, it does feel like anything bigger would start to stretch this out in a way where it might deform the compartment or lead to tearing in the future. This fabric is fairly durable feeling, and I like that it extends out so it doesn't take up too much volume from the inside of the main compartment, so you shouldn't have any issues if you do pack that area out. And then it's nice that because of this elasticity, when you're not using the compartment, it really hugs the bag nicely to maintain a cleaner overall look. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 30 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. I was easily able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me on my day-to-day, and I still had plenty of leftover space. And I like that even when the bag was a little bit more packed out, it maintained a pretty slim silhouette and hugged my back nicely, making it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto most domestic and international airlines. Taking a look at the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a pretty thick padding that's soft and broken in right out of the box. On the inside, you have this sort of meshy material to provide some breathability. And then I also like that these straps have a good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders, even when it's a little bit more packed out. On the straps, you also have an elastic pocket that's going to be great for smaller items that you want to grab during the day, such as your AirPods or maybe a transit card. One thing that I did want to call out about the straps, however, is that you don't have a sternum strap included with the bag, and there doesn't really seem to be the ability to add one, which is a little bit surprising considering this is a 30-liter bag. So I didn't really notice it too much while I was wearing the bag, but it is sometimes nice to have that extra bit of support with a bag of this size. And then while we're on the straps, one additional feature I wanted to call out of the Arcane series is that it has this quick release strap that has a hook at the bottom that allows you to release it and wrap it around a table leg or a bench or something to give you just a little bit more peace of mind when you're placing the bag down to prevent somebody from running by and grabbing it quickly. Moving into the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. I really like the foam padding that's been included all throughout the back here. It's also nice that this has some ridges to give you a little bit of airflow and to try to improve breathability. This is also covered in the same meshy material that we saw on the straps. Now, this back paneling, I will say, isn't quite as breathable as some of the other back panelings that we've seen on Osprey's bags in the past, or companies such as Air or Tortuga, where you have some really deep air channels. It feels like those provide a little bit more airflow, so I noticed my back starting to get a little bit sweatier than it would with those bags. But regardless, it still felt pretty comfortable even as I was wearing it for a longer period of time throughout the day. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag offers a nice variety of pockets all throughout without becoming overwhelming, so a really nice balance in my opinion. Starting off on the front, you just have a larger kind of dump pocket and quick access pocket that has a pretty well protected zipper. It has this flap that sort of covers the zipper to give you a little bit more protection, and this is really just a large bucket of space. There's no internal organization offered here, so it's going to be good for any bulkier items that you need to grab easily, or pouches. In my case, what I currently have here is my sunglasses with their case. I also have my Tombin Ghost Whale pouch, which has a lot of the dongles and other smaller tech items that I normally use. And then the last item that I tossed in here is this power brick from Belkin, which allows me to plug in at a coffee shop and have multiple plugs and USB ports. So always a nice accessory to have with me. Behind that, you have a larger sort of admin compartment that has some nice internal organization and space, and a pretty wide opening so you can easily get into any area of this compartment. So at the top, I just placed the gravel travel blanket that I've been using a lot recently. This could also be a good spot to put something like a jacket or a larger tech pouch or a dop kit if you're traveling. So I really like that you have just this sort of large amount of space here. This compartment does go all the way down to the bottom, so you could take advantage to store, again, gloves, an extra pair of shoes. It's always nice to have this extra bit of volume here. In my case, I just used it to store some of the taller, flatter items that I normally have with me. So I have my iPad mini and a full-size Moleskine notebook. And then on the back of the compartment, you have a little bit of organization. So all the way on the left, you have a slip pocket that doesn't have any elasticity or anything like that, but it's gonna be the perfect size for something like a mouse or portable hard drive. And then you have a slot for something like a pen or a stylus. This is the Ridge Bolt Action Pen, which is one of my favorite new fidget toys. And then behind that, you have a larger zippered compartment that has, half of it has sort of this meshy material, so you can kind of see what's on the inside. It's a little bit transparent, but this is just one large compartment that's going to be great for storing any of the items that you don't want getting lost on the bottom of the bag. So in this case, I just stored a little tin that has Band-Aids and ointments, and then I also have the manicure set that I normally like to have with me. And then the last thing to mention while I'm in this compartment is that you also have a little lanyard with a plastic clip that's going to be a great spot to attach something like your keys or a multi-tool. The next area that we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment, and I like that this has a separate compartment that has this vertical zipper on the side to allow you to access your laptop quickly, particularly while you're traveling. It has a zipper garage at the top and a nice wide opening, so this is going to work for up to a 16-inch laptop. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro. You can see there's plenty of leftover space. The compartment offers plenty of padding. It isn't suspended off the bottom of the ground, which I was a little bit sad to see, but the bottom is padded, so if you place your bag down, your laptop is still going to be protected. And so pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. No sort of fleece lining or anything like that, but it does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device or you want to use a case with your laptop, that should work out okay. And in general, with the amount of protection that's provided here, it really feels like my device is going to be well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. The last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment, and this has a large J-zip opening, so it's not quite clamshell style, but it does provide you plenty of visibility into the compartment so you can easily grab whatever you need to. And I really like the amount of space that's offered here. It's a simple layout, so it's going to be very good for modular and thicker accessories. Again, with 30 liters of capacity, this can hold quite a bit. And so diving into the items that I currently have here, I just included a ton of pouches to show the capacity that this has. So first up at the top, I have the Air Slim pouch, which has a lot of my tech accessories for work and remote. I then have my Beats Studio wireless headphones, which is one of the thicker items that I typically have with me. I threw in my Evergood Civic Access pouch, which is another one of the items that has a lot of my EDC accessories. Down at the bottom, I have my DJI Mavic Mini drone in its hard shell case. And then I have a GoRuck Shadow Pocket, which is good for holding some of the bulkier items that don't fit quite as well in some of the slimmer pouches that I have. And then the last thing that I currently have here is my Levitate portable standing desk. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Down at the bottom, you have a gusset to kind of prevent any smaller items from falling out of the side of the bag. On the back, you also have a separate sleeve, which is going to be good for storing things like documents, maybe some folders, a magazine. You could probably place a tablet in here as well. It's not super padded or anything like that, but it's nice that it would keep that separated from the rest of the items in the compartment. So a really simple layout. Overall, on the inside of the bag, you see that it has this sort of green lining, which is a little bit lighter than a black lining, but I wish that it had been a little more high contrast to make it easier to see on the inside of the bag. Small nitpick there. And then because of the space that's offered here and how good this compartment is at handling bulkier accessories, this would also work well for minimal travel. So I could definitely see myself tossing in my larger packing cube, a dock kit, maybe an extra pair of shoes, and then being able to use this for a longer weekend trip. So I really love the versatility of this main area and just the rest of the layout on the bag. It's really well thought out. And if you're looking for something that's gonna have a subdued aesthetic, that's also gonna be really durable and comfortable, then this is gonna be a great option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Arcane Daypack XL over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on Osprey's site or on Amazon for about $120, which to me feels like a pretty reasonable price considering the features and build quality that it has to offer, and it also compares well to other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the North Face Surge backpack, which we looked at pretty recently. That was a very solid all-purpose bag that also came in at 30 liters. It's in a pretty similar price range. It has a great build quality. I actually think the harness system on that is a little bit more comfortable than this one. This one feels great, but that one just has a slight edge in my opinion, particularly on the back paneling and some of the support that it offers. It also has some extra organizational options. It really has a ton of pockets all throughout. Very useful layout that I'm a big fan of. The look on that one isn't quite as minimal as this one. The material can be a little bit shinier and it's an aesthetic that's maybe not gonna be for everybody. I really love the minimalist vibe of this one, but if you're looking for something that's gonna offer some extra organizational options, a little bit more comfort, and that's just gonna be a solid bag for pretty much any environment, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Timbuktu Authority Pack Deluxe, which I'm a big fan of. I really love the harness system on that bag. It has a great build quality, lots of nice organizational options, good laptop protection. That bag is gonna be a little bit sleeker and more modern. It has kind of a techie vibe. It's gonna work well if you're looking for something that you can take into an office setting. So just a really versatile look. Well built. It comes in at maybe a slightly higher price point if you're going for the deluxe version, but still pretty close. Great build quality. And if you're looking for a bag that's going to offer this type of a capacity with plenty of organization and protection for your tech, then that's going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Fjallraven Raven 28, which like this one has kind of a minimalist yet heritage style vibe, so it feels a little bit more outdoorsy maybe. It has a great organizational layout. I really love how much pocketing the Raven 28 offers. It can hold a ton of stuff. It really has a lot of space with that 28 liters of capacity. It does tend to stick out quite a bit if you pack it up completely, so it's not going to be maybe as sleek or as minimal as far as footprint as this bag, but it can hold a ton. The extra pocketing that it has is very useful. It has a solid, well-padded laptop sleeve that's also suspended. It's pretty comfortable. One area where that bag struggles a little bit is its breathability on the back paneling. Your back will tend to get a little bit sweaty, but if you're looking for something that's well-built, that has a similar aesthetic to this, but that's gonna offer some extra organizational options, and that's gonna be one of the best options to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here, if you have a little bit of a higher budget, is the Evergood CPL24 V2. That's one of my favorite everyday and kind of all-purpose bags. I use that bag for so many different things. I really love that it has a clamshell style opening. It has an awesome minimalist vibe, very similar to this. I really like that that one's even cleaner than this one. It doesn't have any sort of exterior branding that pops like the logo on this one. It has a great organizational layout, lots of pockets without being overwhelming, and you can use all of the pockets as they're volume independent, which I really love. Well protected laptop sleeve. It's comfortable, super well built. That bag does come in at over $200, so it is at a little bit of a higher price range. It does feel like the durability on that's maybe gonna be a little bit higher, but the two bags have a very similar vibe, and if you're looking to invest in something that's gonna be with you for a long time to come, that's gonna offer plenty of organization, and that's also gonna give you that clamshell style opening, and that's gonna be one of the best options to consider. With that being said, the Arcane Daypack XL holds up really well against all those options, and if you're looking for a versatile and durable bag that's gonna offer plenty of capacity and organization for your everyday essentials, this is gonna be a great bag to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Arcane Daypack XL and how it compares to some of the other great daily bags that are currently on the market. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.